We've all gotten stuck in scripts. A script is when you know the energy you're going to come out with. You might even know the words and the exact sentences of the next 5 minutes because someone mentioned something about your family, someone mentioned something about supporting something in politics, or they forgot something, or they noticed something, or they didn't notice something. Whatever it is, we all have triggers. And we all have those scripts that we just follow because it's just a well-worn path. It's like, how dare you, and I thought you, and you should have, and brah, 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 brah. How could you ever support such a policy? If we haven't all gotten stuck in that in the last 5 years, I don't know where you've been hiding, but congratulations. But today, it's not about the politics, it's not about the triggers, it's just about the script. It's just about that autopilot, that automated system that kicks in when we do get triggered. And today I want to go through 5 steps of how to get out of that. These 5 steps are following Gregory Kramer in his 5 steps for insight dialogue. And who would have guessed? Who would have guessed it? The first step is take a pause. Oh, who would have... Yeah, okay, I'm being facetious here. Obviously, I'm trying to make it entertaining. This is a YouTube video after all. But yes, of course, it is take a pause. It is just zoom out a little bit. Because by nature, we're saying that we're stuck in a frame. We're saying that we're stuck in a script. We are stuck in these borders, these boundaries. We are stuck. And we want to just zoom out a little bit so that we can now see the frame as well. And that's it. Just seeing the actual pattern. And as always, we do not want to bring in judgment. We do not want to bring in shame. Those things make things hide. They make things go away and go under the covers and just, they come out in bad ways. So we want it to be open. We want to be vulnerable in this situation. We want to aim for a 1% increase. Even if it's a really volatile sort of trigger. Maybe you're hoping for a quicker improvement, but an improvement's an improvement, so be gentle. So, and that leads into step number 2. Step number 1 is take a pause, zoom out, recognize the pattern. Step 2 is relax, because it's going to be okay. Worst thing that can happen is that you repeat the pattern you're trying to recognize and you've survived that thus far, so you'll probably survive it again. So just gentle. It might be small increases or small improvements, and just go gentle. Step number 3 then is to open a mutual space. So this is a little bit abstract, but just think that the conversation doesn't belong to either person. It's not yours and it's not theirs. Even if they are bringing in debate and story and questions and stupidity and politics and everything else, even if they are taking the reins of the conversation, I want you to try and frame it that they are offering these into the conversational space. They are offering this into this space, and you then are contributing your own thing to it, and you're building something between that has a life of its own. And that leads into step number 4, and that is trust in emergence. So this thing that has a life of its own, if everyone's being vulnerable, if it's there, if it really is living itself, things will come out. We've all had this, where we've said something or someone said something to us that they haven't said before. Or that just, I wasn't expecting to tell that story today. Or I wasn't expecting, or even on the bad way of it, like, I actually don't believe that belief, but it came out of me, and geez, that's strange that triggered that thought process, and maybe that thought process is a bit outdated, or whatever it is. But it is those unexpected turns in a conversation. That's trust and emergence. Step number 5 then is listen deeply, because you are responding to a living creature. This thing is a wild beast. It is a stallion, a boar, a stag, like pick your animal, whatever you want, but it's a wild thing. And you want to listen to it. You want to be in tune with it so that you can respond and pay attention and be present. Because that's what's missing out of those scripts when it's automated and all the rest, is that you're thinking steps ahead. You're projecting in like the world that would be if their politics actually came to be, or the world that would be if they forgot this stuff and again and again and again, and they never improved, or that they kept saying these stupid things. You're projecting into that imagination space, and then that's where you're living in the conversation. So to be listening deeply is to be in tune with the conversation that's actually happening in front of us. And that's step number 5. There is one rule or one kind of agreement to this, and that is to be honest. Because if you were trying to find something living, trying to find something emerging from this, your defenses and the ego and the little lies that kind of plaster over the little gaps in your CV or whatever it is, just make the conversation less deep. They just keep it, they just kind of they just stop it going any deeper. And I can't put it any other way than that. So be as honest as you can be. At least don't lie, as Peterson would say. But just be honest, because then the thing that emerges will be honest. It will be true. And isn't that what the conversation is? You want a true connection. You want to really see the other person. You want them to. You want a true connection, which means that the language must be in truth. So that is your 5 steps for breaking out of a pattern. That is to pause, relax, take a breath, recognize, open up a common space, a mutual space. Allow whatever comes in to emerge and something to come out of it. And listen deeply, be in tune with this wild beast of a conversation that is coming forth. And believe me, you'll have the best conversations. So, hopefully that was interesting. I love this technique. It definitely reframes pretty much every conversation I have now. So I get great use out of it. I hope you do too. If you like the video, hit the buttons down below, the like, the subscribe ones, and have a good week. Bye guys.